It's your boy Black Magus, and I should have did this the day before TikTok got banned. What's funny is today is the day that it is supposed to have been banned, but it was actually banned on the 18th. Jeez, had to been around 9 p.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time, that someone sent me a message about how they said, "Yeah, we're just going ahead and ban it now." Um, and I wanted to do a video just to talk about it in depth on what I thought about the whole situation. I've said before that I understand the idea of a ban due to security. Now, the thing that is or has been, and now even more so today, is so evident of what's going on is that this ban was, never really about the threat of Americans' privacy and security. Shout out to my boy Cardiac, as he was saying yesterday, talking about how it's always been a flimsy premise, and I agree. It has always been a flimsy premise because they never made a good argument, as he said, about why security is the issue. I think most of us, at least I've known since he introduced this whole ban in 2020 that it was mainly just him trying to flex on China and trying to bully this foreign company into selling the property to the United States. Now, what I've never said before, and I'm going to make this clear now, is that it's kind of become clearer and clearer the motivation, especially if you look at Twitter. Most of us used to be on Twitter all the time. Twitter was a cool platform. And then Elon Musk got on there and started talking a bunch of shit. People started shit talking him, disparaging him, so forth. The place that he gained his popularity turned on him. So what did he do? He bought it to quote unquote clean it up and to make it friendly for people who think and act like him, under the guise of restoring free speech, restoring people's rights to say what they want and not get retribution. And again, I wish a lot of people knew what the First Amendment was for. It is to ensure that you can say what you want without government retribution. The point of the matter is that you should not be punished by said, government for voicing your opinion. And voicing your opinion is not necessarily against the law. Now, there are certain circumstances where what you say can cause consequences to come about, which is always what life's been about. You can say do what the fuck you want, but there's consequences to your actions and to what you say. Always has been there. That's not what the First Amendment is for. It's not to absolve you of the consequences of the things you say. It's just to make sure that the government doesn't punish you. But as we're seeing now more and more with this incoming Trump administration, First Amendment is being ignored by the people who constantly scream at you about how they're being violated, and they're giving the subtle threats, and they're making the comments to say maybe we have to investigate these people, we have to take action, I think these people are crooked, we need to get rid of them and things like that. People who speak out against them, people who have done things within the law, within their rights to from freedom of speech to investigations, all types of things, just not liking them. They've been punishing people. And TikTok's kind of no different because he's had this big thing with China. China has always been one of the big selling points that he's had to his constituents. On top of that, TikTok is a platform that's not, you know, not as biased as Twitter has become. It's a platform where a lot of people do speak out about him, and it would behoove him to have something like that taken off the shelf, or even better, put under his fold. In comes his friends, who during this whole ban situation have put in bids to purchase the company and to do exactly what the ban has asked, to divest the company to a U.S. Um, business owner and make it a U.S. business. Now, if it goes to one of his friends, probably wouldn't be a surprise if it ended up like Twitter, where this person will buy it, he'll reconstruct all the algorithms, things like that, to push what they want you to see, to try to bury what they don't want you to see, and to maximize things that can build their profits. And just make it a total toxic environment to where they can push people who they don't want around down and elevate themselves. So it's a lot going on, I think, with this whole TikTok thing. I say Twitter because it's, again, it could end up just being like Twitter. But yeah. And as someone who was late into doing TikTok content and really paying attention to it, it was a very good platform for, just seeing what you want to see and not having to be affected by certain things. Like, you can cater your experience on there easily by its algorithm and not be caught up in stuff. But if this whole thing goes down the way that he wants it, it's not going to be a good place to be. And I think that's part of the reason why I haven't been super upset, partially because I wasn't as invested as long, but also because reading the room and looking at how things are going and how they're doing this, yeah, it seems like it's being set up to me as a means to, facilitate yet another form of, subtle oppression, as well as another platform for propaganda. Now, today, right before I recorded, I just saw a message saying from TikTok themselves that, let me pull up the message. The statement says, in agreement with our service providers, TikTok is in the process of restoring service. We thank President Trump for providing the necessary clarity and assurance to our service providers that they will face no penalty providing TikTok to over 170 million Americans and allowing over 7 million small businesses to thrive. It's a strong stand for the First Amendment and against arbitrary censorship. We will work with President Trump on a long-term solution that keeps TikTok in the United States. Again, this wasn't about security, and it definitely wasn't necessarily about the First Amendment. Because if the First Amendment mattered, they wouldn't want to suppress this. So it's weird that they conflate the two things with this guy who wants nothing more than you not to be able to say what you say, especially if it's about him. Like, freedom of speech is only when it's beneficial in their favor. And, we may be looking towards TikTok being sold to one of his friends, and if so, I understand why you would be happy. I'm just letting you know now, be fair warned, you may see the changes that happen with Twitter come with TikTok. And you're not going to like them. And you probably are going to want to seek an alternative at that point. Who knows how long this is going to take, but it's very, very interesting and very, very scary. I'll be quite honest. with the Washington Post and New York Times and LA Times not wanting to keep on with the tradition they established of endorsing candidates. You know, Mark Zuckerberg backpedaling on having the measures on Facebook where they would flag certain things that were potentially dangerous and spreading misinformation, saying that, oh, we're just going to let the public handle it like they do on Twitter, which has not done anything to stop that. Uh, like seriously, it's crazy. It's crazy, but and I'm sure a lot of people are going to say, yeah, whatever, you're a fool, but you know, I get it. You want your platform, and that's all that matters. But in wanting this platform that you enjoy and that you may make money from, it ain't gonna come back the way that you would hope. Um, and I hope you're ready for that. And I hope you're ready to deal with that. For some of you, it really don't matter because again, this thing has been going on for a good while. It only came to a head publicly when there was actually a date put on it, and then everybody started to flip the fuck out. So, yeah, who knows? Like, as long as it's there, I think most people are gonna just be like, whatever, we'll deal with the consequences. But gotta say, it's definitely not sitting like right with me. But hey, this is the world we're in now. This is the world that I won't say we, but a lot of people chose that we should live in. It's fucked up. It's very fucked up. Anyway, as always, you guys feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Blak Magus, and I'm out. Deuces.